Hello out there, my YouTube friends. It's been a while since I've been on here yet again. I'm busy. Now that I'm a wife. But besides that, something I was kind of thinking about, and I was studying my Bible earlier, and just some things that are going on in my own life, or my family's life, I guess you could say. It just made me want to put this message out there. And this is, I think that we're all born with a sort of emptiness. And it can be such a big void. And if we don't know where to turn, we keep filling it with all these wrong things. Like, we try to find whatever it is we're trying to find in the bottom of a bottle, or at the end of a cigarette, or in some type of drugs, or in a unhealthy relationship with a person, or by using people, or by buying new things, or by putting on makeup, or trying to make yourself look or feel different, like it's gonna change. And nothing is gonna change that. There's nothing that can fill that hole or that void, because that void is so big that only God can fill it. Nothing else can fill that void. Nothing else will make you feel whole. And even when you get a taste of God, you're still gonna want more. But it's a whole different feeling, because it's so much more fulfilling. Like, you just have this feeling like, oh, okay, this is what I needed. And one of the biggest mistakes we make is going into a relationship with somebody thinking, not being fulfilled, and the other person is fulfilled, and both of you are thinking that you're going to come together and you're going to complete each other, when that is so wrong. Because nothing can, you can't go in there half empty and think that you're gonna fill each other. It doesn't work that way, because the only thing that can fill you is God. And that's gonna lead to a relationship that is so lacking, because you're gonna be expecting so much from that other person that they simply cannot give, because they're lacking also. And so they're going to be looking to you for the same thing that you're not going to be able to give, because you're lacking too. And I'm right now seeing a relationship that's like this. And, the person is like, I'm unhappy. I'm just unhappy. And this person I know personally, but I won't name any names. They've tried so many things. They've tried being in the wrong kind of groups of people. They've tried to fill it with, it's a guy. They tried to fill it with females. They've tried to fill this with drugs. They've tried to fill it with alcohol at one point in time. And they're married, and so both of them are feeling unfulfilled. And it's because they're looking for it in the wrong place. You cannot find fulfillment in another person. If you're going to go into a relationship looking to be fulfilled, you're going to be sadly mistaken, and it's not going to end very well. Now, it's different if both people have been filled. If both people are filled and comfortable, and aren't needing anything from the other person, and you both go into a relationship, then yes, there will be a fulfillment there, because there's nothing missing. So you're coming into the relationship sort of whole, and when you are having bad times, you can lift each other up. And it's, and the Bible talks about being evenly yoked. That is so important, because if you're with somebody who is an unbeliever, and no matter how much you try to talk to them or show them, they just won't believe it, it's hard, because that is a whole part of your life that you cannot share with that person, because they either refuse to or do not understand, and they don't understand why you put God first, and they won't understand why. So I'm not saying that if you're married to an unbeliever to just get a divorce, I'm not saying that at all. you know, um, but when I am saying that if you are not married and you're dating somebody that isn't or refuses to, be a believer, really take that into consideration. Because if you're honestly following Christ, He is your life. And your life does revolve around Him and His will for your life. Don't get me wrong, I love my husband. I'm so thankful to Jesus for him. But I love God more. And that's who is more important to me than anybody. And that's okay with him. He understands because he's the same way. So we don't have that feud there. But it's just so important. And then teenagers, really just think about before you get in a relationship. It's not all about, and that's another way we try to fulfill that part of ourselves by having a person, somebody. You need to be, what I had to learn the hard way was that before I could find somebody, I had to be completely okay with just me and Jesus. And it's funny because at the same time, my husband was going through the same thing. We're both like, God, if it's just you and me, we're cool with that. And you have to be fulfilled yourself before you find somebody else. And you really need to think about who you're going to be with, because believe it or not, they really can either lift you up or bring you down. They have an effect on you, whether you realize or not. If you're with them long enough, how they speak is gonna kind of be how you speak, and how they carry themselves is gonna turn into how you carry yourself. Because if you're married, you're one flesh. You might as well be one person. And so that's such a big step. So before you get into that, thinking they're gonna fulfill you, first of all, turn to God, who is the only person that can fulfill you completely. And second of all, really think about it. Go to, I believe it's in 1 Corinthians, where it talks about what love is. Go through that and see if that matches up with your relationship. And if it does, really pray about it. And pray together, because that's just going to strengthen you both in God. Learn to pray together. Read the Bible together. It's such an important thing, because people can have such a big influence on you. Even your family. If your family isn't completely understanding, like, for instance, I love my family, but they all think I'm crazy because I love God. They think that I love Him too much, and you cannot ever love Him too much. Jesus died for you, and personally, He saved my life so many times, and has provided when there should have been no provisions made, and He's provided and made a way. And we're in a house now, and there's no way we could have did it on our own. It was all God is the reason why we're in this house. So I'm kind of getting away from myself, but you have to realize that we have nothing without God. We have no hope. We have nothing, but in Him we have our everything. We move and have our being in Him. And if you're looking for something to fill that, if you tried, sometimes some people use food. Some people literally try to eat to fill that void. Some people will buy new things or have shiny new things, and that satisfies you for a minute. But after that, you're looking for more. Nothing is going to fill that void except for God. Nothing. If you don't believe me, that's okay. I still love you, but just do yourself a favor and think about it. What have you tried to do or to use to fill that void, and it has not worked? What all things have you tried? Because everybody has tried something. Everybody either uses alcohol to make them not have to think about it, or uses drugs, or smokes, or has some type of thing that they use, some type of dependency. Whether you realize it or not, we all have a dependency, and our dependency should be only upon Jesus, and not upon, because if you base how you see yourself on another person, or if you depend on another person, they will let you down. The only person, at one time or another, I'm not saying that they're gonna go and cheat on you or do this or whatever. I'm saying we're all human. So if you go and lean on somebody else, you have to know that they're human too, and they're gonna mess up just as much as you are. So the only person that we can actually lean on that is not gonna let us down is Jesus. That's it. So I just I don't know if you have any questions, or if you just need somebody to talk to, or if you need prayer, please get in contact with me. Just leave a message down there, or just get in my inbox, or just something. I'll reply to you as quickly as possible. I've been on YouTube more often now than I was before. Now that we're all actually moved in and all the chaos is over, so I'm gonna try to actually be on my YouTube page a lot more. So yeah, even if you just need somebody to pray for you, even if you just need somebody to talk to, I'm used to being a big sister, so if you need some of that, big sisterly advice, I will do my best, and what I don't know, I'll pray about, and if I don't know something, I'm not gonna pretend like I don't. I'm just gonna tell you, hey, I don't know, but I'll seek the Lord about this, and you should too. But really, I mean, think about it. It's your life. You only have one shot, one chance, this one life. What are you going to do with it, and how are you going to spend it? Are you going to keep searching for things to fill that void, or are you just going to let Jesus in, let him fill it, and move on and live for him? Because that can consume your entire life if you let it. Finding that thing to fulfill you, even if you don't know it consciously, just sit and think about it. What have you had tried to fill that void with? A lot of, I truly believe that depression and lack of self-worth, all that comes from this, and Satan will play on this. So just stop it and just ask God to fill you, just to fill that void and to come into your life, and it will make such a big difference. And so I just pray that you just pray to him and ask him to fill it. And like I said, if you just need somebody to talk to, somebody to pray for you, just get in contact with me. So that's it for right now. I'm gonna come back maybe here in a little bit. I have a couple more things I want to do with a study on Genesis, which is, if you're honest, is a book that we've all passed by once or twice. Just, okay, yeah, I read that, whatever. Passed by the whole genealogy thing. But that's actually really important if you actually stop and take a look at it. It's really important. And it's important that we look into the Bible more than just what's on the surface, but dig down for those treasures. And so I'm almost past my time here, so I'll get into that on the next video. I'll talk to you guys later, and may Jesus bless you. Peace out, Tube Scouts, and I love you so much in Jesus Christ.